North Korea withdrawing its workers from a factory that's jointly run with South Korea, fueling speculation that the rogue regime is prepping for an imminent nuclear arms test. So what is the United States doing to prevent a war over on the Korean Peninsula? Senator Kelly Ayotte joins us from Washington. She's a member of the Senate Armed Services Committee and will be at a hearing just about an hour from now on the escalating situation there. Senator, good morning.
Good morning, Steve.
What is the very latest on what's going on over there, by the way?
Well, obviously, very troubling with this new leader of North Korea. He's the youngest leader in the world, very unpredictable. So none of us, the problem is that we don't know what he's going to do. And then you also have new leadership in South Korea. South Korea is essentially in a position where they're not going to take it anymore with their new president. There has been very clear that if North Korea has any acts of aggression against them, I mean, you remember the previous attack on the island. If there's any attacks like that, then South Korea will respond, and you can't blame them. Their people have been attacked in the past by North Korea, but you've had the third nuclear test in February. It's very troubling with this 29-year-old leader, and so for what we need to do is we're in a position where that North Korea has to understand our resolve, number one, that if they take any acts toward us or our allies, that we have assets in place that we're going to respond. Sure. And that's what you see the administration doing, number one.
Absolutely. And I know that a number of Republicans very supportive of the tack that this president and this administration taking. And I know that if he launches something and it looks like it's headed for Japan or Guam or South Korea, somebody's going to shoot it down. But you know, at the same time, Senator, there are some who feel, look, you got this 29-year-old punk over there, and because the United States, because our standing in the world has degraded over the last couple of years, you might just try something because we're not as big as we used to. We look at the strongman picture of him shooting off a revolver. That's just ridiculous.
Well, one thing, I certainly have been concerned when I look at where we are in the world that our enemies feel more emboldened and that our allies don't feel we're going to back them up. But with regard to North Korea, I appreciate what the administration's been doing, putting the destroyers in place, the missile defense in Guam, making sure that they understand that we're ready to respond. And three things. North Korea can't doubt our resolve that we will respond if they attack us or our allies. Second, it's very important that our allies, South Korea and Japan, know that we have their back, because they don't have nuclear capability because they rely on our deterrent. And then finally, by the way, we need to find what we can do with China, because China could end this tomorrow. They
absolutely could with one phone call. Before you go, I want to ask you a little bit about the latest on Benghazi. Yesterday we had with us a fella who has written a letter along with 700 special operators, and they're saying to the administration, hey, wait a minute, we don't feel like you've got our back because you left a couple of special operators over there. You know, a lot of people wonder, why haven't we heard from the survivors, the employees of the federal government, whether it's state or the CIA? Why haven't they come forward and told their story?
Well, I appreciate that those 700 special ops wrote this letter. This, I think, demonstrates what we called for from the beginning, Senator Graham, Senator McCain, and I, which is a special committee that was just focused on this. We've had this disjointed investigation of it, and we've had to push for more answers. And absolutely, I hope that, I know the House is working on
Senator,
having the survivors come forward.
Let me interrupt just for a second, because the time is short. What is one question you want answered?
One question I certainly want answered is what did the survivors, what was their experience? They've not come forward yet. They need protection to make sure that there won't be any retribution against them within their agencies. And so I think their perspective is very important at what happened on the ground. And by the way, where was Hillary Clinton in all of this? I mean, the fact that she was unaware that her own ambassador was saying that the consulate couldn't withstand a coordinated attack, that was never answered to to a satisfactory answer.
It was not. All right. Senator, thank you very much. We know you got a meeting in an hour. Thanks for dropping by Fox and Friends.